can't fix silos from inside a silo. And if you've been in leadership long enough, you already know this. Before we just dive in, I want to let you know you're going to get 3 things out of this conversation just today. Number 1, you're going to learn and start to see and understand why the silos are getting in the way of your progress and your ability to deliver your enterprise-wide or AI project. Number 2, you're going to get really good at seeing those structural and organizational obstacles that quietly, silently undermine your team's progress. And number 3, you're actually going to see what leaders can do to break down those silos. What you can do, 3 things you can do that are very common that will get things moving again. You know how it plays out. There's an issue that needs to be solved across teams. Every team gets stuck, and so they look inward and they try to fix their piece. And usually had a lot to say about what the other team should be doing, but the issue never gets resolved. And you bring them all together and say, we want to really work on working collaboratively and crossing these lines, but the issue isn't in the teams, it's between them. I'm Paula Schwartz, author of Intelligence Transformation and creator of the SCALE framework for enterprise intelligence. I help transformation teams see and solve the organizational challenges that make change feel hard during these complex enterprise AI initiatives. And here's the truth most teams intuitively know, but just aren't able to do anything about. Silos aren't personal, they are structural. And the structure always wins. You've probably heard that saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. I love what another author, Safi Bacall, said, structure eats culture for lunch. And I'll add this, behavior feeds both culture and structure. So if you want to shift a siloed culture or structure, you want to look at the behaviors that are holding it in place. Structurally, teams are designed to get their work done. They meet their goals. They meet their deadlines. So, of course, the behaviors that show up when they are asked to blur those lines between teams are confusion, some hesitancy, maybe even silence or stonewalling. But it's an awkward friction and a conflict that just keeps looping around. You might hear someone say, I need to protect my team. And I always want to ask, what are you protecting them from other than change? Almost always, it's not a people problem. It's an organizational structure problem. Behavior-based, by the way. But this is where the SCALE framework comes in. SCALE stands for standardize, centralize, align, lead, and engage at an enterprise level. Because these transformation initiatives don't live in silos, and cannot be delivered from one. Lines will blur, roles are going to be stretched and redefined. Ownership has to become broader. And if leaders don't rise above those silos and bring in alignment, the system will just pull everyone back into their lane, back into their old ways of working, and put every modernization effort, AI, self-service, data-driven decision-making, all of it at risk. In intelligence transformation, I talk about the importance of seeing the system before you try to transform it. So let's start there. Here are 3 things you can look for in your organization that keep silos in place and what you can do to bring them down. Number 1, unclear decision authority. These issues and problems that must be solved across functions. Is there someone who has the authority, who's been designated to make those decisions, even though those decisions impact and are relevant to teams and issues outside their team? Have you given that authority to someone to make those decisions? Because if not, these teams will talk about it for months and nothing will get done. So your first action for breaking down your silos is to identify and support designated decision makers. Okay. Number 2, leadership overrides. If you've got someone in that role who is making decisions beyond their normal boundaries, support them. Even if someone, a leader or a squeaky wheel, or someone outside the organization comes and says, I heard about this and this is going to be a big change for us. Don't just override it. Don't just apologize and fix it. Bring in that decision maker, work with them, support them, advocate for them. Because when you override them, it's demoralizing. It causes rework. It trains your teams not to make decisions. So your next action for breaking down those silos in that area is just cut that out. Don't override them. Advocate and support the decision makers, even to the extent that you may need to socialize and reinforce the decisions they're making. You may need to be the one that communicates them. Be willing and eager to do that. You'll start to see confidence and speed return to your teams. The third thing to look for and address is protection. If a leader refuses to let people from other teams talk to or work with their team members without going through them, the work is going to come to a standstill. There cannot be collaboration if one person insists on being a middleman every time. Standing between two people does not foster collaboration, connection, relationship of any kind. It reinforces fear. It reinforces silos and us versus them. If you want to support your people and stay informed of their work, you can do that, but do it shoulder to shoulder, having the conversation together, not in the middle. So those are the 3 actions you can take. Guys, this isn't just good management, it's good leadership. This is what it takes to address and break down those obstacles that are inside your organization, quietly threatening your success. During transformation, AI, enterprise initiatives, the org chart is a place to show the journey, not the boundaries. Leaders have to step across the boundaries, set direction, remove friction, even as roles are shifting, even as boundaries are shifting. This is the L in scale. Lead. Here's the bottom line. You can't fix silos by asking people to work better together. You fix silos by fixing the behaviors and the structures that make collaboration hard in the first place. If your teams are struggling to work across functions, it's not just you, and it's not just them. It's the system. Once you can see it, you can change it. If you want more tools or help on diagnosing these structures and behaviors that can undermine your success, look for my book, Intelligence Transformation, or the companion books from the Scale series. Also, feel free to leave a comment. I will definitely respond. You can leave questions or you can tell me what you think. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And remember, your transformation can be intelligent.